Well, joining us to discuss this blackout and the potential cause is Marián Ďuriš, a European affairs expert, who is joining us from Brussels. Marián, thank you very much for being here. Let's start with this probe that has been launched. Of course, a blackout of this scale, covering not just one country but two, is almost unheard of. So this probe, how seriously will it be taken?
Yes, the probe will show us for sure more than we know right now. But I would like to say more background in this situation because, for example, for Spanish government, it was a historic achievement that national grid was powered entirely by renewable energy, and it was not so long ago. It was on Tuesday, April 16. So wind, solar and hydro met 100% of mainland electricity demand. But just 6 days later, on April 22, Spain and Portugal experienced one of their largest ever blackouts. The power cut also affected not only these two countries, but also parts of France, of Andorra, Belgium and Netherlands. According to some sources, very strong oscillation in the grid triggered this disconnection. Portugal's representatives blamed extreme temperature variations that disrupted high voltage power lines. So, while the cause is still under investigation, experts are raising concerns about grid stability in high renewable systems. At the time of the blackout, solar was generating, as you said, 60% of Spain's electricity. So what can be issue? Solar, wind rely on inverter-based technology, which lacks the rotating inertia of traditional coal, gas or hydro plants. So these older systems act as shock absorbers during grid disturbances. Without them, grids become faster but more fragile. Still, so grid fragility remains a concern, especially as coal and nuclear plants continue to be phased out.
Yes, Marián, we have been showing on screen some of the impacts of these power outages, as you say, impacting mainly Spain and Portugal, but also it being felt elsewhere like France and Andorra as well. Given the disruption that this caused in the immediate term, what further impacts could this have? Almost ripple effects off the back of the travel disruption and other impacts to daily life.
Yeah, exactly. It had significant and widespread impacts across both countries. So, as we said, transport, public services, as we can see, traffic lights failed, leading to major congestion in urban areas. Emergency services were deployed to manage the situation, and the city of Madrid activated its emergency response plan. Another sector is healthcare. Hospitals switched to back up the generators to maintain critical operations. For example, telecommunications were severely affected. Government operations, key institutions including Spanish Parliament and the Madrid Stock Exchange experienced power outages, leading to the suspension of activities. And we can say about casualties, we can say about Lisbon Airport or another things like utilities, water supply services were affected. So I think this impact was absolutely monstrous and significant. What about impact on these countries? Yeah.
Marián Ďuriš, thank you ever so much for joining us and providing that insight.